Hello, how is everybody? I hope you're doing well. I am going to try to take us live on Facebook, so I'm going to do that. As you are hopping on, if you don't mind, please tell me where you're from, if you are new or if you're here for a refresh. All right, got Yvette, who is new from Ringgold, and Vivica, thanks for joining us again tonight. That's awesome. She's new. Kelly Williams, new. Well, very good. When you guys type in the chat, please set your chat to all panelists and attendees. That way everybody can see what you have to say, because it may be a question that they have too. So I'm going to share my screen with everybody tonight. Hopefully you watched last night's video. If you did watch last night's video, that is great. If you did not, hi Tracy, if you did not, please go back into the new member fast track group and watch last night's program overview, because it's important to have a full program overview to know why we do what we do. But tonight we are going to go over simple food combining. Simple food combining. Hey, Jackie and Lori, thank you, from Dawsonville. And she's new too. Okay, well, very good. Sounds like we've got a great group tonight. This is awesome. Thank you for joining me. So my name is Kim Danke. I found Shibboleth last year. I dropped about 50 pounds in 5 months. My goal was to lose 35.5 pounds, because I thought I wanted to get from 185.5 to 150. That happened in about 3 months. And then over about another 2-month period, I dropped another 15 pounds, even after I went into our maintenance program. So it's amazing how well this program works. So, and I've been maintaining that since last September, which is fantastic. So I used to be a school teacher and a principal, and I love education. And I just realized that this is an education that everybody needed to know, a nutrition education. And I just wanted to be a part of this awesome ministry that is Shibboleth. So what I'm going to do tonight is I am going to share my screen with you, and we're going to go over this one. So please type in the chat if you can see the Fast Track Phase 1. Fast Track Phase 1 screen. Can you guys see this? Okay, awesome. Great. Okay, cool. Good. Then we are good. But just a quick little overview for the program. To have a perfect day, you need to hit, there's 5 components of the Shibboleth Shield, which is what we focus on in having a perfect day. 4 of them you've got to hit exactly in order to say you've had a perfect day. But number 5, the timing, if it doesn't work out just right, then we understand, because everybody has different work schedules and things like that. But we do tell you the timing for optimization purposes. If you didn't watch last night's video, please go back and watch that. Also, there are 14 little fast track videos that will explain all of those things. But number 1 is water. You want to get in at least 64 ounces of water a day. Your goal is a gallon. Then number 2, journal. You need to journal your food. The people that journal their food lose weight 2 to 3 times faster. And they continue to keep it off because they've determined that this is a lifestyle and it's part of what they're going to do. Component number 3 is combinations. You want to combine your foods in a way that control insulin, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Component number 4 is to portion control. We still have to portion control, but here's the great thing. A lot of people out there who are doing diets, we're not dieting, doing diets, they're portion controlling, okay? But they are not necessarily getting all the nutrients. And that's why we lose weight faster than other people, because of the secret of combining foods in a way that control insulin. Putting this whole package together is quite powerful. And the number 5 is timing. And timing, if you are a breakfast eater, you want to eat within an hour or 2 of waking, then you're going to have lunch about 4 to 6 hours later and have dinner 4 to 6 hours later. But the reason that we don't tell you how to meet that exactly is because different people work different work schedules. And you got to figure out in your waking hours how that's going to look for you. If by chance you just are having a hard time between making it between breakfast and lunch and dinner, we do have things called freebies, which you could do anytime if you needed them. 1 extra in a day and 1 snack in a day. But I want you to know about those things. It is slowing down your progress. And if you are ready to get this off of you, if you've decided, hey, I need to lose weight, I want it off now, then those things are slowing down your progress. If you don't mind that your journey is a little bit slower, then you can do those things and you will continue to lose weight. It just might be a little bit slower than somebody who's choosing not to do those things. So those are the 5 components of the shield. So, Chris, I don't know if you're asking this question after I said what I said or not, but if you're not a breakfast eater, you just don't eat breakfast. You just do lunch and dinner, and maybe you have a snack in there, but you don't have to eat breakfast. You don't have to. So, but if you are a breakfast eater, you eat within an hour or 2 of waking, then you're going to eat lunch about 4 to 6 hours later, and then eat dinner 4 to 6 hours later. But if you're not a breakfast eater, just go to lunch. It's totally fine. Okay, we are going to look at this way to combine foods. And what I am going to do is I am going to read every column that we come to that is a new column. I'm not going to reread the column if we come to it again. We're only going to go over the new columns that are here. So last night we talked about food, the categories of food. So in order to learn how to combine foods in a way that control insulin, you have to realize that there are 7 categories of food. So all of your whole foods have been divided up into 7 different categories. And those categories are: category 1 is a lean protein, category 2 is a fibrous carb, category 3 is an energy carb, category 4 is a protein plus fat, category 5 is fruit, category 6 is superfood, and category 7 is shellfish. To talk about shellfish real quick, shellfish is really just a category 1 lean protein, but due to biblical reasons and medical reasons, some people don't want to eat shellfish, so they have been pulled out and put in a category on their own. So that is category 7 is really just a category 1. In 5 of these categories, you can eat all by themselves. You can eat category 1 lean protein, category 2 fibrous carb, category 4 protein plus fat, category 6 superfood, and category 7 shellfish. You can eat them all by themselves. So it's the category 3s and 5s that you never want to eat by themselves. Now, the fruit just has to be treated differently while you're in weight loss mode. Once you get into maintenance mode, you can do fruit, 1 serving of fruit as a snack by itself. But in weight loss, you don't want to do that. So we're going to go over that in just a minute. So let's have a look here at category 1, lean protein. You can have 2 to 8 ounces of this lean protein. Protein is the building blocks of everything in life. So we have to have protein. Protein also helps protect our muscles. So it's important to have protein. So we can have egg whites, fish, chicken breast, turkey breast, pork tenderloin, boar's head turkey, boar's head chicken breast, boar's head London broil, low-fat cottage cheese, fat-free cottage cheese, Greek plain yogurt, Hebrew National 97% lean beef frank, and 96% lean ground meat. Now, what I want you to know about this little list that I just read is this is a very, very, very small list. This is just something simple in the beginning to kind of get you a quick start, because I truly believe that you can lose 7 pounds in 7 days if you go ahead and get started on this. And you don't need to have all of the options to get started. So this is just a small list. Now you're going to see that you've got a flame here and a plus sign. That plus sign just means that you're putting these things together, but the flame means that it is excellent for efficient fat burning, okay? So we've got cooking oils that you can use. Our #1 recommended cooking oil is 100% MCT oil. We sell one in the store that I really like. It's the Zero Drag brand, and that's the one that I use. But you can buy it from anywhere as long as it says that it's 100% MCT oil. But the MCT oil that we sell in the store is 100 calories per tablespoon, and the other ones that I've seen out and about are 130 calories per tablespoon. So I like ours better. Coconut oil can be used. It's 60% MCTs. Ghee butter, Ghee, butter. And the reason I spell that out is there is a meal replacement or a snack in our Shibboleth store called G butter, not ghee butter. So I wanted to make that difference. But this is a clarified butter. Once this butter has been clarified, there's a lot more MCTs in it. So that's why it's okay to use. Hemp oil is okay, and you can use any 0-calorie cooking spray. So you can cook your meat or whatever this is. It's meat and yogurts and stuff. If you're going to have yogurt, you don't want to put any oil in there. But if you can use, and you want to use MCT oils for the purpose of cooking. We don't use it as a supplement, and we don't add it to coffee for bulletproof coffee or anything like that. You use it for the purpose of cooking. So you could cook yourself up something with this oil, add some condiments right here, and you would have a great meal. Let's read over these condiments here, and then I'm going to go over the condiment rule. You could use any 0-calorie condiment, 15-calorie or less spices and seasonings, salt, pepper, 15-calorie or less coffee creamers, salsa, reduced sugar ketchup, mustard, hot sauce, Kraft fat-free mayo. Now, obviously, that's just a tiny list of the condiments that you can use. Now, when I first started Shibboleth, I was looking up condiments in the food library, but not everything that I wanted to use was in the food library. So what I found out was we use the 5, 2, and few rule. So you are absolutely anything that you want to can be used as a condiment as long as it meets this rule. What you're going to do is you're going to look at the nutrition label. As long as that nutrition label has 5 grams of sugar or less per serving and 2 grams of fat or less per serving, and you're not going to use more than 50 calories total, even if you combine more than one condiment. If you're not going to use more than 50 calories total, you can include that and use that as a condiment, even if it is not in the food library. But you're going to be looking at that nutrition label. And it's an easy way to remember this. Sugar has 5 letters in it. So you want to look for 5 grams of sugar or less per serving and 2 grams of fat or less per serving. And as long as you're going to use 50 calories or less of it, you can have that as a condiment. Let's see, I have a question over here. So Lori asks, is it better to use 0-calorie cooking spray or MCT? MCT is actually better, but see, everything is situational. So if I am cooking myself some meat or something like that, I would use MCT oil. MCT oil is thermogenic. That means it has a heating up process. It helps burn a few extra calories. Now, you're hearing me say that it's good, but what I don't want you to hear me say is to go take it as a supplement, because it's just adding random calories that you do not need to your digestive intake for the day. But you use it for the purpose of cooking. So, if you, one serving of MCT oil is a tablespoon. And if you're cooking one piece of chicken, 1 tablespoon would be good. But if you're cooking yourself some egg whites, 1 tablespoon might be too much. And you could just drizzle it in there and use that. But when I get to the category 4 protein plus fat, I don't use an MCT oil with that because it already has fat in it naturally. And that's when I would use the 0 calorie cooking spray. So I would use MCTs with category 1s and 2s, and I really would not use, or 7s and 2s, but I would not use it with anything else. I hope that answers your question, Lori. But if I'm making myself some whole eggs because they already have fat in them, I just use 0 calorie cooking spray. But if a recipe calls for oil of any kind, I use MCT oil. Okay, so in this row right here, this is just showing you that you can eat a lean protein by itself. Cook it up in the right oil, throw some condiments on there, and you have an excellent fat-burning meal. So we're going to scroll up a little bit more, and this right here, the only thing that's new here is this shellfish category. So I'm going to read a little bit of what we've got going on. Crab, lobster, shrimp, scallops, oysters, mussels, and clams. So those are excellent for as a lean protein. You can have 2 to 8 ounces. Again, you've got your flame, meaning it's excellent for fat burning. You've got your plus sign, just meaning you're going to cook it up in the approved oil, and you are going to, if you want to, put some condiments on there, and it would make a nice little meal. So let's scroll up a little bit more. And what this is showing you is you can take your lean protein. We've already read all of those. We've already read the cooking oils and the condiments there. But this is showing you that you could have the addition of hemp heart products or hemp products. So you could do hemp hearts. Now, hemp hearts, if you're interested in knowing this, are category 6. So this would be a 1 plus a 6, which you can do. Hemp flakes are a category 1 and 2. So that works together, a 1 and a 2. Or you could have the very sweet hemp flakes, hemp protein powder, and hemp oil. So you can do all of those things right there. So you can do hemp products right there. Oops. I saw some questions being asked on Facebook, so I wanted to see what was going on over there. Hey, Sheila and Missy and Nicole and Lisa Bono and Rachel and Sandra, thank you for watching. Okay, so we've got a category 1 plus our hemp products and cooked up in the right oil with condiments, and you have an excellent fat burning meal. So we're going to scroll up a little bit more, and I'm not going to read these because we've already read them, but this is showing you that you could do the same thing. You could have your shellfish with your hemp products cooked up in the right oil with the right condiment and have an excellent fat burning meal. So maybe you took some egg whites, or it's a lean protein, maybe you took some shrimp, and maybe you sprinkled hemp hearts on it or hemp flakes on it. You could totally do that and have an excellent fat burning meal. Now we're going to scroll down a little bit more. So we've got a new row here, but the only thing that's new is our category 2 fibrous carbs. We're going to read over these. So you can have half a cup up to a cup. Now, obviously, you want a portion control. In portion control, you put your hands together, you put them as close to as possible, and you cover up your food. If you can't see your food sticking out around your hands, then you've portion controlled, okay? But some of our examples here are broccoli, asparagus, squash, okra, green leafy vegetables, spinach, cabbage, cucumbers, bell peppers, hot peppers, cauliflower, kraut, and dill pickles. So you'll notice there that these are all fibrous carb vegetables, but in just a minute, we're going to go over some breads that make their way into our category 2 fibrous carbs. The excellent thing about this Shibboleth program is that we do not exclude any macronutrients. All the macronutrients are available. We just teach you how to use them. Most programs that exclude macronutrients are not sustainable. People are just not willing to give up certain things for the whole rest of their life. And we don't want you to start something that is a diet. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle. So you want to make sure that you can stick with this for the rest of your life. But for best an optimization, you would use a category 2 fibrous carb, vegetable, that type of thing. But we are going to talk about those breads in just a minute. But I'm going to give you this tip real quick. Those breads, when we get to them, the reason they qualify to be in a category 2 fibrous carb column is that they break down in your body more like a green bean than they do a bread, because they've got enough fiber and protein in them. So this is just showing you right here, if you take a category 1 lean protein, a category 2 fibrous carb, cook it up in the right oil, throw on some condiments, you have an excellent fat burning meal. In fact, this is what Travis says is one of the fastest. Your category 1 plus 2 plus MCT. You're going to hear that in a lot of trainings. 1 plus 2 plus MCT is your fastest fat burning meal. The MCT, like I said, it is thermogenic, so it helps heat things up. Now, we call this exercise on a plate because the amount of blood flow and energy that is going to happen in the digestion process to break down this protein and this fiber is almost a negative calorie meal, because it is going to just going to take as many calories to break all that down as the number of calories in the meal. And when you add a little bit of MCT to it, it helps accelerate that MCT or the thermogenic effect. And you throw on some condiments and you've got an excellent meal. Excellent. Any questions up to now before I keep going? If you do have questions, just ask them. I'll glance over every once in a while and check that. So we're going to scroll a little bit more, and this is just showing you that you can put your category 7 shellfish with your category 2 fibrous carb, cook it up in the right oil, throw on some yummy condiments, and you have an excellent fat burning meal. So if you guys don't have any questions on that one, because I've already read all those columns, I'm going to scroll down just again. Now you'll notice that our little symbol right here changed. You're still putting these together, but and they're great for fat loss. It's just that these are excellent for fat loss. So let's look at the category 6 superfood. I'm just going to read a small selection here. Pintos, black beans, red beans, soybeans, peanut butter, nuts, seeds. So those are some of the things that are in the superfood category. So you might be thinking, how does an item make its way or qualify to be in the superfood column? It has all the macronutrients in it. So these particular items have water in them, they have protein in them, they have carbs in them, and they have fat in them. They have all of the macronutrients in the superfood. So what this is showing you is that you can eat a superfood by itself, throw some yummy condiments on there, and you will have an excellent fat burning meal. This next one is showing you that you can do a category 6 superfood with a category 2 fibrous carb. So people often say this is your beans and greens. So you can get some beans, get some leafy green vegetables, throw on some nice condiments, and you have you have a great fat burning meal. So any questions about that? Y'all ask if you've got them, okay? So we're going to scroll down a little bit more. And look at this one. I am going to read this one because this is new. So if you'll notice that category 4 is a protein plus fat. Do you know there is absolutely nothing wrong with a protein plus fat? Fat is not necessarily a bad word. It's the type of fats that we've been putting in our body that maybe not be good for us. But just having some fat in an excellent protein is fine for our body. It gives our body energy. It helps our brain. It's good for us. We just don't want to overdo it. So if you'll notice that our ounces went down just a little bit, we could do 2 to 6 ounces. And here's the reason. A gram of fat has 9 calories in it, where a gram of protein has 4 calories in it. So in order this has got more calories in it, so that's why we lowered the number of ounces that you can have, because you're going to have more calories already in it. But some examples are whole eggs, all steak, pork ribs, beef ribs, hormel turkey spam if you want to do that, pulled pork, beef brisket, 93% lean up to 95.9% lean ground meat, and turkey kielbasa as long as no more than 50% of the calories come from fat. Now, here's the great thing, and the reason I kind of laughed when I said the spam is this. This program is so awesome because it can take everybody where they are in their journey and in their knowledge of food and what we should and shouldn't be putting in our bodies. They can take a person from wherever they are and teach them how to lose weight. If you like Hormel turkey spam, we can teach you how to lose weight. If you are only a grass-fed, grass-finished, organic, Divine Day type person, we can teach you how to do that. We take every single person where they are in their journey and teach them how to lose weight, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get off unwanted body fat that is possibly slowing us down, making us not feel as comfortable and confident as we could. And there is no reason that with the right knowledge that we cannot be the best version of us. Okay, so this is just showing you right here that if you want to eat a category 4, now you actually can eat a category 4 by itself. So let's say you wake up and you just make yourself some scrambled eggs. Totally fine, you can do that. But optimally, you would eat a category 4 with a category 2 fibrous carb. So this is showing you, you can put a category 4 with a category 2, put some condiments on there, and you have a great fat burning meal. Now, while we're here, I'm going to talk about what you do not want to eat with a category 4, and I'm going to talk about how to stay safe at a restaurant. I'm going to do that one first. When you're at a restaurant, you just need to consider all meat a category 4. Even if it is a category 1 lean protein, let's just say it's a piece of chicken and you think, I'm going to do so great, I'm going to order this chicken. Well, the problem is we don't know what oil they cooked it in. More than likely, they cooked it in a long-chain triglyceride. Long-chain triglycerides have a great propensity to be stored in the body as fat because they take a long, long time to burn up. And we are usually, unless we're expending lots and lots and lots of energy, we are not breaking those down and burning them up, so therefore they're getting stored as fat. Where MCT oils burn up like this, and so they don't get stored as fat. So that's why we want to eat, I don't know where I was going with that. So, so in a restaurant, you have your chicken, you want to consider it a protein plus fat. It was a lean protein, but they cooked fat into it, so you need to consider it that. And what that tells you is you're going to order a category 2 fibrous carb with it. That might look like ordering green beans. That might look like ordering broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, the vegetable medley, a little side salad with the approved dressing, that kind of thing. But that is what's going to keep you safe at a restaurant, is considering all meat a category 4. So what you don't want to eat with a category 4 is you don't want to eat a category 3 energy carb, a category 5 fruit, or a category 6 superfoods. Those are what you don't eat with your protein plus fat. Now I'm going to do like a little classic plate here. Lots of people over the years have ordered either a steak and baked potato or a burger and fries, all right? So we're going to talk about this steak and baked potato. The steak is not the problem. It's no big deal that you've eaten a steak. It's an excellent protein and it has healthy fat in it. So that's really not the problem. The problem comes in when we've paired it with the potato. So first of all, the potato is not reasonably sized. So it's usually the size of your hand. It's huge. And that is going to bring a very, very large insulin release. Now, if you watch the video from last night, or any of the Fast Track videos so far, you learned that insulin is a hormone. It is a growth hormone, and the specific type of hormone that it is a fat storage hormone. So insulin doesn't even know that it's doing you no favors. It doesn't even know that. It's just coming out to do its job, and it's going to go pick up fat, and it's going to store it. It's going to store it for up to 2 days. That's why after a holiday, you get back to your perfect days, your first perfect day and your second perfect day, your body's getting rid of insulin. And on your third perfect day, you're back into EFB, because the hormone insulin stores fat for up to 2 days. And by the way, y'all, it increases your appetite. So if you're new to the program, you might not have experienced this yet, but if you've had a holiday on the program and you come back to your perfect days and you are thinking, I am so hungry, it's because insulin increases your appetite. So my coping mechanism, my strategy is to tell myself, whoops, I'm not really hungry. That's that insulin increasing my appetite. I've already had a good breakfast. I'm a couple of hours away from my lunch. I'm going to make it. Over the next 48 hours, that insulin is dissipating. I don't need to be concerned about that. And we get to get back into our EFB after 2 perfect days. So let's say, and by the way, we call insulin the fat bus. And a bus's job is to go around and pick people up and take them to their destination. The fat bus's job, insulin, is to pick up fat and take it to their destination. I had a little bit of destination going on right here, and my face was a little bit fuller, and of course it goes everywhere else. But wherever the destination is on your body, you don't want to bring the fat bus so that it picks up fat and takes it to that destination. So when you eat that steak, those fat lipids are roaming around in your body. That would be no big deal if you chose to combine it with the fibrous carb, because that fibrous carb is not bringing an insulin release. You are going to burn up those fat lipids as energy, and they're going to go away, okay? But if you ate it with the potato, your body is then seeking out those fat lipids and storing it, and that's not where we want to be. If you do choose to do that, it's just called a holiday. It's totally fine to do that. You just mark it as a holiday, and you know you've got 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. Another lovely thing about this program is that you can eat whatever you want to on this program. It just depends on what day you choose to eat it on. If you're in weight loss mode, you get up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. And once you get into maintenance, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. But I plan out my holidays, and I know when they're coming based on my lifestyle and my life, what's going on, because I want to plan those out. Because I need to know what days I need to be perfect so that I can have a holiday when I need the holiday. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so you also don't want to eat protein plus fat with fruit, because fruit brings an insulin release, and you want to make sure that you don't give that any fat to cling on to and store. And then you also don't eat it with a superfood, because remember, the superfood has all the macronutrients in there, and because it's got a little bit more carb, you want to not eat a protein plus fat with that. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. Oh, I see some friends on here on Facebook. Awesome. Hello, Deborah and Belinda and Kay and Terry and Nicole and Benita and Amy. Hello to Facebook world. The land of faces, as Jason calls it. Okay, we've got another really awesome column right here. Now, there's a couple of, on your combination chart, if you've had a chance to look at the combination chart, you see a red column, a yellow column, and a blue column, okay? You see your columns there. The red column is your fastest fat burning column. Your yellow column is a great fat burning column. The blue column is good fat burning, but it's also what we kind of call the lifestyle column. It's more like taking the scenic route to your destination, but you might enjoy the journey a little bit more. But the red column is like getting on the interstate and speeding, and where the yellow column is getting on the interstate and getting right on to your destination as well. Okay, but look at this one. The plus signs, again, just mean that you're putting these things together. We've got our lean protein here, we've got our fibrous carb here, and we've got our condiments. The thing that's new right here is this category 3 energy carb. I'm going to read some of those. Now, these are just examples. All of your potatoes are here. So white potato, sweet potato, oatmeal, your steel cut oats, weight control oatmeal, long grain brown rice, quinoa, lima beans, peas, all peas, tomato, onions, carrots, and whole wheat pasta and whole grain pasta. I always say right here in this webinar, I personally do not buy anything that is not in the food library. Before it goes into my buggy and it comes into my house, I've already checked it out. After I've checked it out, and once I've tried it and I know I like a product, that's just the product that I buy from now on. So some of this new Shibboleth journey for you is really just switching over some products. It's also learning the foods that you already like, what categories they're in, and so that you can pair them in the right way together, okay? So let's talk about this energy carb right here. You can have a quarter cup up to half a cup. In weight loss, it's really best to have a quarter cup. Once you get into maintenance, you can go up to half a cup. So let's look at this category 3. This category 3, if you, let's say that you just are craving some lima beans and you want to eat those lima beans, well, do about a quarter of a cup of lima beans. So here's your hand. Your quarter of a cup of lima beans are going to fit about right here, okay? But you must, absolutely must pair those lima beans with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. They have to go together, because what is happening is you are, by combining these, you're letting the protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the fibrous carb to neutralize the insulin release or dissipate or attenuate that insulin release that is coming from the energy carb. I hope that makes sense. It's just one of those secrets that before Shibboleth I didn't know. Now I do, so I make excellent choices now. So if you want an energy carb, have it. Do the right portion, because you're going to put maybe your lima beans under here, maybe you put some broccoli under here, and your chicken is under here. Cover it up, and you have a perfect combined meal. Now we're going to scroll down a little bit more. Hi, Vonnie on Facebook. We're going to scroll down a little bit more, and the new column right here is category 5, fruit. So you've got berries, apples, oranges, grapefruit, plums, grapes, bananas, peaches, pineapple, kiwi. Obviously, that's just a really small list. We also call, on some of our documents, you're going to see fruit called an antioxidant carb. Antioxidants are good for you, and we don't want to take fruit away from anybody. But when you're in weight loss, you just have to eat it a little bit differently, okay? So if you want some fruit, you must pair it with a category 1 and a category 2 for the same exact reasons that I talked about with the category 3. So let's look at this. Maybe you want to have some berries. Wake up, have a half a cup of blueberries, and maybe you make an egg white spinach omelet. Your egg whites are your lean protein, your spinach is your fibrous carb, and you didn't have so many berries that you're going to have a huge insulin release, but you're allowing the protein in the egg whites and the fiber in the spinach to neutralize any insulin release that would come from any fruit. Now, this list right here, the top 4 fruits right here happen to be the best for impact on like a blood sugar impact. Berries are number 1. They have a pretty low glycemic index. Then you're going to have apples, oranges, and grapefruit. Those are the top 4 if you want to have the least impact as possible and get the most bang for your buck when you get to eat fruit. But I also want to remind you that fruit can be used as a condiment. So if you are going to use less than 50 calories of fruit, then you can use fruit as a condiment. Okay, any questions about those things? Because we pretty much talked about all of the simple food combining, but what we're going to do is we are going to scoot down right now into some other options and important things. Okay, so we talked about the fact that we have bread or bread type items in our category 2. Kelly, fruit juice is not considered a fruit. It brings way too much of an insulin release. I would not consider fruit juice a fruit, no. Okay. Category 6, breads. Obviously, less is best, but they work, okay? So it might slow down your process a little bit, but they do work. So let's just read over some of these. A little lemon juice on chicken is not going to hurt. That would be totally fine, Kelly. Okay. La Tortilla Factory 50-calorie tortilla, Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla, Healthy Life bread, Nature's Own double fiber wheat bread, Brand Crisp bread, Healthy Life hot dog buns, and your 100-calorie Thomas Light English muffins. Those all work. But there are over 60 approved breads or bread type items in this category. Now, some of my favorites are, I like the Sara Lee Delightful 45-calorie bread. It's really, really good. I buy the Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla. I like the Joseph's mini pitas. I like the Joseph's Lavish Bread, and I do like the Thomas Light 100-calorie English muffins, but I did find out that I don't need the whole English muffin. It made me too full. So now I just use 1/2 of it and make a little open face sandwich and use a knife and a fork to cut into it. So, and I'm saving money because it takes me 16 days to get rid of a whole bag of Thomas Light muffins rather than 8. And then some approved sweeteners are stevia, Splenda, monk fruit, xylitol. So all of those are allowed. If you are a person that is sitting there questioning artificial sweeteners and you don't like them and you don't think they're good for you, don't do them, because we're not asking you to do anything on this program that you don't like or agree with, but somebody that doesn't mind doing it, it is approved. Okay. Now, in the future, if you decide, you know, you're a Splenda user now, but in the future you go, oh, you know, I've decided that's not really that good for me, and there's other options too. My favorite on this is xylitol. I love xylitol. I use that in my hot tea in the mornings and things like that. And I did find some monk fruit pancake syrup. I like it a lot too. So obviously your approved beverages are water, because you need to be getting in at least 64 ounces of water, but your goal is a gallon. You can use any 0-calorie beverage, and then you've got your unsweet or approved tea, and you can do coffee, but only with approved sweeteners. There is a link to the approved sweeteners in the food library. You don't want to use more than 15 calories of a sweetener in your coffee. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker, but what I did hear along the way that I would do if I was a coffee drinker is buy like a protein, Premier protein shake, and use that as my creamer. You're adding a flavor and you're adding a little sweetness and you're getting some extra protein right there. Still don't use more than, I would not do more than 50 calories of that, and you don't want to do that more than once a day. So if you can just keep that to 15 calories, you're still going to be better, because calories do add up. When you're first getting started, and maybe an extra 15 calories isn't going to hurt, but when you get close to your goal weight, you're going to want to be really right and tight with those calories, okay? So let's have a look at some cheese. Now, you can have up to 50 calories of a Conda, remember. You could do fat-free feta cheese, Kraft fat-free cheese, Borden fat-free cheese, Cabot extra light cheese, Laura Lynn fat-free cheese, Kroger brand fat-free cheese, and Lifetime fat-free cheese. Travis says the absolute best is the Lifetime fat-free cheese. You just order that online at lifetimecheese.com. I've been on the website before, but I don't know the name of the website, but you can search for that. You can order that online. But the ones that I find in the stores that I really like, I like the Borden fat-free singles. They are so good. They are much better than the other fat-free singles, in my opinion. And this Cabot extra light cheese is a block cheese. I go ahead and cut it into my 50-calorie sections. I just have it in my fridge. And when I have a big old fibrous carb salad, I will take my cheese and grate it, and I have some yummy block cheese right there on my salad. So the next thing we're going to look at right here is lean protein that's considered milk. Okay, you're going to want to use fat-free Fairlife milk or Kroger Carb Master milk or hemp milk. Now, if you are using this milk as a component of a meal, you will use about 8 ounces. If you were drinking this as your entire meal, you would do 16 ounces. You want to make sure that you get enough protein. The reason that these milks are what we suggest that you use rather than, let's say, a skim milk, or because it's fat-free, you know, that kind of thing, is because those don't have enough protein in it. This milk has enough protein in it to maybe offset any starchiness that comes with a cereal or something like that. So this has got enough protein in it where the other milks don't. 0-calorie drinks do not count in your water intake. So you want to make sure that you at least get your 64 ounces of water. Goal is a gallon, but if you drink other 0-calorie drinks, they did not count as your water intake. No. Yvette asked that question on Zoom. Okay, let's have a look right here at breadings, flours. You can lightly bread maybe some okra, fry it up in your air fryer. I'd lightly bread chicken breast and cook them up in my MCT oil. So you can use coconut flour, Carb Quick flour, Bob's TVP, and almond flour. Those are all excellent. That Carb Quick flour, we do sell that at the store. And what's great about that is it's considered a fibrous carb, a category 2 fibrous carb. So I can make myself some little drop biscuits and use them as my category 2 fibrous carb side item. Okay, Daphne is asking on Zoom about unsweetened almond milk. It's not your best choice because it doesn't have enough protein in it to offset any starchiness from a cereal, especially if you're using it in cereal. And that's usually what people are using milk for, is a cereal. I found this on the web. Did you just hear that? That is Siri on the other side of the room heard me say cereal, thought I was talking to her, and she's looked up cereal on the web. That's funny. But unsweetened almond milk, yeah, it doesn't have enough protein in it. So, but you can go ahead and look up the unsweetened almond milk in the food library, because it's going to give you a description of how to use that. Okay, Daphne. You can also ask in the Shibboleth Fixed It group. Kim Shibboleth monitors that group, and she can give you some ideas about how to use the unsweetened almond milk. So then we can have, there's some cereals. Now, obviously, in everything in life, there's good, better, and best. So right now, we're putting the best cereals for weight loss on here. You can have 1 cup up to 1.5 cups. You've got your Kashi Go Lean Original, K's Natural Cereal. We also sell those at the Shibboleth store, and I just tried the French vanilla and honey almond this weekend. That French vanilla is good. I really liked it. Then you've got the High-Low Nutritious Living. Hey, Danielle on Facebook. And then you've got these condiments again, and I'm not going to reread those because they're the same ones as what were listed above. Well, we're going to move down right here, and we're going to talk about some restaurants. And I'm not going to read all those restaurants either. But what I want you to do is I want you to familiarize yourself with the restaurant guide. This is what you need to do. You need to go to the restaurant guide. You need to find the restaurants that you like, and you need to look through those and see what you can order at those restaurants. And don't just assume that it says, I can order this, that you can order it just like it comes on the menu. Go ahead and open up that, and it'll tell you exactly how to order that. The reason that is important is because maybe you need to take your own tortilla, or maybe you need to take your own slice of bread, or maybe you need to take your own salad dressing, you know, that kind of thing. You can have like a little survival kit built up. So you want to make sure that you read those things. So I would just highly suggest that you familiarize yourself with the restaurants that you like to go to. But I am going to go over the Chick-fil-A one, okay? Because this is what I say to everybody. Make sure that you don't let end of the day duties, you know, picking up children from after school care, or getting off of work, or picking them up from school, and then, you know, you're busy, y'all are doing things. Don't let a perfect day that you've had get ruined at dinner. Just run by Chick-fil-A and get some yummy food. I like to order the filet, the sandwich, the filet. I don't eat the bun, obviously. I just eat the filet. You can do the fried one. You can do the spicy fried one. You could do the grilled one. I order it with a side salad instead of the fries, and I use the light Italian dressing, and I order the diet lemonade. A medium diet lemonade there is considered an extra, because even though it's a diet lemonade, it is not 0 calorie. It has 50 calories in it. So you have to consider that as an extra for the day. Or you could do up to 12 grilled nuggets if you wanted to. Or if you're willing to give up 4 nuggets to get the fried ones, which I am, then you could do 8 fried nuggets. So if you're ever having a day where you just don't know what to do, go buy Chick-fil-A and have a perfect meal. The other really, really, really popular one is Wendy's. You could do a small Wendy's chili over a side salad. Now, not all chili is approved, but the Wendy's chili is considered on our program a superfood because of the way that they put it together. And then obviously you can do these other things, and I'm not going to read them because everybody likes different stuff, but you need to familiarize yourself with everything in the restaurant guide of the restaurants you like to go to. I hope that this has helped tonight. I hope that it's kind of shown you that you can just put foods together and control insulin, and it makes all the difference in the world in fat burning. And EFB are going to be your 3 favorite letters, because efficient fat burning is a pretty cool thing. Because when you are not giving your body easily accessible energy, and it has to access stored energy, which is fat, and it starts going away off your body, you're going to be super, super excited. And you're going to wonder, wow, how that happened so quickly, because it really does, following the Shibboleth Shield and everything that you've learned here tonight. So what I'm going to do is this video will be in our new member fast track group along with this website. So I will be linking this website in just a few minutes to in the new member fast track group. If you are not on Facebook, feel free to join the new member fast track group on Facebook. Oh, Kelly, I know that all the Cheerios are approved. I have not looked up Chex cereals, but you could go into the food library and look that up. But I know that Cheerios are approved. You would want to make sure that you have them with the fat-free Fairlife milk or the Kroger or Master milk, and you would want to look up the exact amount of Cheerios that you should eat. I doubt that it's more than a cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup. You want to look that up, Kelly, but I do know that Cheerios are approved. You'll have to look up the Chex. But I always just look up everything to make sure that what I'm doing is the right thing, because once you've done that pre-work and you are looking up everything and you find out what you like, then you're going to know and you don't have to look those things up again. But when you go and try something new, go ahead and look it up again, and then you will add to your list of things that you like to eat. Well, I hope you guys have a great night. Please pay attention to the Fast Track group this week. A post is going to come out every single morning. It's going to be me showing you how to utilize the website, and it gives you a little assignment for the day so that you can really dig in and make my Shibboleth your Shibboleth, because it is a great lifestyle. And I want us to be doing this together forever. If you have not liked the Shibboleth public page, please feel free to do that. I go live every single morning with some encouragement so that we can all have perfect days, if that's what we've got planned for the day, and a little word of God as well. All right. Bye, y'all. You're welcome, Kelly. You're welcome, Tracy. And this is the last live webinar that is scheduled for the week, but thank you, Carmen. You're welcome. Thank you, Chris. You're welcome. You're welcome, Vivica. You're welcome, Yvette. Y'all are sweet. Thank you for telling me that. I may go live at some other point in the week, but we are currently moving the Shibboleth store from Cartersville to Kennesaw, so there's a lot to do this week. But if I do decide to go live, because there are some things that people are asking me to show, I'll probably just do that in the silver group so that everybody can see it. All right. Bye, y'all. You're welcome, Sheila.